Salary. Let's talk about this critically important topic that can feel so daunting and overwhelming to address, particularly in the heat of the moment during an interview or the hiring process. Understanding and negotiating your salary is incredibly important for your overall individual career well-being and satisfaction, and also really organizational growth and development, and even the larger economy at play. This is because salary is more than just a paycheck. It represents recognition, motivation, and it's the foundation to a fulfilling professional life. Salary impacts more than just the individual. It impacts an organization's ability to attract and retain top talent, and it also impacts larger economic stability. People with less money will likely spend less money. So when people have more money through higher salaries, they will likely spend that money and support economic growth. So when you are in the process of looking for a new job, or you are exploring a promotional opportunity within your current organization, negotiating your salary is essential to your overall life-work balance. In this video, I'm going to share with you how the overall workplace landscape is changing when it comes to salary negotiation and transparency, the importance of negotiating your salary, gender and age dynamics in salary negotiation, how you can overcome common negotiation obstacles, and several effective negotiation strategies. Make sure you stick around to the end because I plan on sharing with you 7 template responses that you can use when you're faced with salary negotiation. Before we jump into all of that, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you're looking forward to learning more about salary negotiation. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can continue to receive life-work balance advice delivered directly to you every week. So let's first talk about the changing landscape and awareness around salary and pay transparency. Within recent years, many people and organizations and the government have become increasingly more aware of pay disparities. So legal measures like pay transparency laws have been put in place to make pay more equitable. And one of the impacts of this additional transparency is likely people will become more comfortable with negotiating their salary. Pay transparency laws have gone into effect in states like Colorado, California, and New York. And these types of laws aim to provide clear information about salary ranges and pay equity within organizations, and ultimately within the market as a whole. This transparent salary information helps candidates understand what constitutes fair pay, fair compensation, and can ultimately influence negotiation behaviors because suddenly candidates are empowered with this additional awareness and transparency to effectively negotiate and seek equitable compensation. So overall, there's just more awareness and discussion about salaries, pay transparency, pay disparities, and pay equity. It's becoming more and more popular and commonplace to have these types of discussions on a more frequent basis. So now let's talk about the importance of negotiating. Negotiating ensures that you receive fair compensation for your skills, your experience, and the responsibilities of the role that you are interviewing for. It helps you avoid being underpaid relative to your peers within the same industry. So not only does it allow for fair compensation, but it also allows you to receive higher compensation. People who negotiate typically receive more than the initial offer that was presented to them. In fact, the Pew Research Center found that 66% of negotiators received a higher salary than what was initially offered due to negotiating. This higher salary provides important financial stability for candidates and employees. In addition to the stability, it also impacts your future career growth. For example, if you're going to receive a bonus or a percentage increase, those numbers are oftentimes based off of what you are currently earning. So let's say that I am set to receive a 5% salary increase. If I have a $50,000 salary, my increase will be $2,500. But if I have a $100,000 salary, my increase will be $5,000. So having a higher starting pay, higher starting salary equals higher amounts of money received when you are given those percentage-based increases. In addition to being fairly compensated and receiving higher compensation, Salary negotiation also recognizes your value. Negotiating demonstrates that you know your value and your worth in the current market. It shows your confidence and it positions you as someone who does know their true market value. Employers often respect candidates who negotiate professionally. It shows you are serious about your career and have done your research. When you are recognized for your value, you likely feel more satisfied with your job. Being satisfied with your compensation can lead to overall increases in job satisfaction. It reduces the likelihood that you feel undervalued and can even reduce feelings of resentment to your employer. When you feel valued and when you don't have those feelings of resentment, you're likely to stick around. So it prevents you from feeling the stress of the job search. And finally, one of the other important aspects of negotiating your salary is understanding that your total compensation is more than just your salary. So it gives you the opportunity to receive improved benefits options. When you're negotiating your salary, maybe money is not an area where they can move, but they can increase contributions to your retirement account or increase their matching percentages. You could get additional bonuses, additional vacation or PTO days, stock options, other professional development opportunities, etc. So it is critically important that you attempt to negotiate your salary. Now, when it comes to negotiating salary, the research has actually demonstrated that women and younger adults are less likely to negotiate. Men are more likely to negotiate, but it's by a small percentage, about 5%. But they are more likely to achieve more desirable and more favorable outcomes. Women are more likely to accept initial offers without negotiating, and women are less likely to feel comfortable negotiating. And then you add in the complexity of these disparities. When women negotiate, they tend to receive less favorable outcomes than men. Then you have the dynamic of age. Research has shown that younger workers who don't ask for any additional money during their last hiring opportunity are the most likely to say that they didn't feel comfortable asking for higher rates of pay. So age and gender also play a role in this ever-evolving dynamic process of salary negotiation. So how do we overcome some of these obstacles to negotiation? Well, first and foremost, it appears that comfort level, feeling a sense of discomfort with the negotiation, is one of the primary obstacles facing people who are considering negotiating their salary. Many people feel uncomfortable negotiating their pay. People don't want to appear greedy, they don't want to oversell themselves or undersell themselves, and there's also a fear of rejection. What if I tried to negotiate and they say no, but worst case scenario, I'm no longer considered? When it comes to comfortably discussing salary negotiation, you have to do so in a polite, professional manner. If you wait to the end of this video, I'll give you a couple of templated examples of ways that you can respond to that salary negotiation situation. The other primary obstacle when it comes to salary negotiation is just lack of preparation. Most people who fail at negotiating their salary fail to prepare. They didn't gather industry salary data. They didn't understand their own value and market worth. By not preparing or not feeling comfortable to negotiate, this can lead to accepting lower offers and feeling unsure about what constitutes a fair negotiation. So let's talk about the 5 effective negotiation strategies that I have for you. The first is to prepare with data. You will need to use data to back up why you believe you are worth the higher rate of pay. Ensure that you have done your due diligence ahead of time by researching industry standard salary ranges and salary bands. Be prepared to quantify your skills and your achievements before you begin the negotiation process. You'll want to make sure that you use reliable sources like salary surveys, industry reports, and even networking and verbal discussions with other professionals in similar roles. And you absolutely need to understand the average salary based off of your location, industry, levels of experience for this particular role. That information will provide you with a benchmark for negotiation. Now, if you're looking for places to get started, a simple internet search will likely help you get on the right foot. One of my favorite resources is ONET, which I'll link to in the description box below. It is a website that is run by the Bureau of Labor Statistics here in the United States, and it shares critical salary information for various occupations. So that's a great starting place. You can also do a simple Google search, find very common websites like Glassdoor, etc. So first and foremost, you absolutely must gather data to help back up why you believe you're worth the higher rate of pay. Next, you have to assess your personal value. You'll want to conduct a very thorough assessment of your skills, your qualifications, your achievements, particularly how they are relevant to this position that you're interviewing for. Highlight the tangible contributions that you can bring to this new organization. You also want to know your unique value proposition. What makes you unique, and how can you provide value to this organization that other candidates will not be able to do? Knowing these two things, assessing your skills, your qualifications, your achievements, and knowing your value proposition will strengthen your confidence during the negotiation process and help you justify those salary expectations. Now, I have a worksheet that is available for you to download for free off of my website. It is a 3-part quick start guide to assessing your personal value and preparing for salary negotiation. So if you're interested in using that, please check out the link in the description box below so you can download that for free. So once you have prepared with data and you have assessed your personal value, it's time to practice. Practice these negotiation scenarios. Role play these negotiation scenarios with a friend, a mentor, a family member. Practicing can help alleviate some of that stress associated with negotiation. This allows you to also anticipate potential objections to your proposal for a higher rate, maybe even counteroffers. So by experiencing and practicing some of these things, you will be able to prepare your responses to those rejections or counteroffers. And you'll be able to do so in a way that really articulates your value and reinforces your salary request. Next, you want to set very clear objectives and limits for yourself. Before entering into negotiations, define your desired salary range and a minimum acceptable offer based off of all of the research that you've done. This also includes your financial needs. When you establish these objectives, you will be able to stay focused on the outcomes that you need to help you feel financially stable and satisfied in your job. It also will help you avoid settling for less than you deserve. One of the techniques that you can use to ensure that you know your limits and objectives is BATNA, B-A-T-N-A. And this stands for Best Alternative to a Negotiated Agreement. This best alternative provides you with leverage. The alternatives could include additional job offers from other companies that you're interviewing with, and maybe even salary increases with your current organization. This is your leverage for salary negotiation. When you're preparing this BATNA, ask yourself if you're willing to walk away from this opportunity if the salary or the total compensation does not meet your expectations. If you are willing to walk away from the offer, that's where you determine if there's room to negotiate at your current role or if there's a higher chance that you'll receive a higher rate of pay at the other roles that you're interviewing for. If you don't have an alternative, you don't have leverage. For example, let's say that I'm in the market to buy a new car. I might not need a new car, which is my leverage. I have time on my side. So I could walk into a car dealership, and if the dealership does not meet my expectations of what I'm willing to pay for a car, I can walk out of that dealership and choose not to purchase the car on that day. I can choose to take my business elsewhere. That is the dealership's worst case scenario. They want to find someone who is willing to buy their vehicles. So if I can walk out and not feel any sweat off my back, it's likely that they would be willing to negotiate with me. The same goes for a job. We don't want to go into salary or compensation negotiations without an alternative. When we have this BATNA, this better alternative, we can tell this employer who's offering us lower than what we're willing to take, sorry, I have another offer. Thanks, but no thanks. Now let's say that we're interviewing for a job and the salary is great, but the other aspects of the compensation package might not be what we're looking for. They could offer it to us, and we might recognize that maybe the PTO that we receive at this new company is less than what we're receiving at our old company. We could consider starting the conversation like this. I appreciate your offer of 4 weeks of PTO per year. My current employer offers 6 weeks of PTO per year, and it's important to me and my family that I not lose any vacation time. Can you match my current PTO? If you don't ask, you never know. And that actually leads me to my final point, which is expand beyond salary. Pay isn't everything. They might entice you with a high rate of pay, but have awful benefits. So when it comes to negotiation, you can negotiate for more than just money. Ideally, you can increase your total compensation package. Consider negotiating other benefits, such as vacation time, professional development opportunities, or remote work options. Fear of rejection should not stop you from discussing things like health insurance or health benefits, retirement, time off, professional development opportunities, and the freedom to work remotely. Nothing is off the table when it comes to negotiation. So now that I've shared those 5 effective negotiation strategies, let's talk about the 7 templates that I have prepared for you to help you through this negotiation process. Right off the bat, let's say that you are entering salary negotiations and you have requested that the employer share with you a salary range or a number so that you can begin this process, but they refuse. They are pressuring you to be the first one to give a number. Now, in a perfect world, the employer will give you a salary range or a number that you can use to start the negotiation process. If they refuse and they're really pressuring you to be the one to give the number, here are 2 potential responses that you could use to start the negotiation process. First, I want to ensure that the compensation is aligned with my experience and the market value for this role. I believe in a fair and transparent negotiation process that both respects my contributions and the company's goals. Can we discuss how we can reach a mutually beneficial agreement? Or example number 2, I appreciate you asking about my salary expectations. Based on my research and experience in insert industry and role, I would expect a salary in the range of, insert the range based on your experience. However, I'm open to discussing further based on the total compensation package, including benefits and career growth opportunities. So now let's say that they offer a salary but it's lower than you are expecting and you want to ask for a higher amount. Here are 2 examples. Thank you for the job offer. I'm excited about the opportunity to join the company. Regarding the salary, based on my experience and the responsibilities of the role, I was expecting something closer to, insert your range. Is there flexibility in the offer, or can we discuss how we might bridge the gap? And example number 2, I appreciate the offer and am eager to contribute to this company. After careful consideration and research, I was anticipating a salary closer to this range. I believe this reflects my skills and the value I can bring to the team. Is there room to adjust the salary to meet this expectation? So let's say that you also want to discuss total compensation. Here are 2 ways to bring that up. Beyond salary, I'm also interested in discussing other aspects of the compensation package. Could we talk about the benefits package, such as health insurance, retirement contributions, professional development opportunities, or any performance bonuses? Or, example number 2, I'm considering the overall compensation package, including salary, benefits, bonuses, and opportunities for growth and development. Can we review the complete package to ensure it aligns with my career goals and expectations? And then my final template for you is how to ask for time to review their offer. Here's that example. Thank you for the offer. I appreciate your confidence in my abilities. I would like some time to review the details of the offer thoroughly. Could I have until this date to get back to you? So as you negotiate your salary, it's important to remember to have a positive and professional demeanor as you move through these negotiations. Be prepared to actively listen and respond thoroughly to the employer during this process. You don't want any room for miscommunication. And then also remember that negotiating your salary during the hiring process is a part of the process. It's expected, and it will likely yield you with better outcomes than if you choose not to negotiate. Negotiating demonstrates your commitment to fair compensation based off of the value that you can provide to this organization. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you have any additional questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas on how you can negotiate your salary or what has worked well for you in the past, please post it in the comments box below. I love receiving comments, and I will do my best to get back to you individually, but just know that if I'm not able to get back to you quickly, your experiences that you share in the comments will likely help someone else who's going through something similar in the future. If you would like more personalized one-on-one coaching on this topic or your general job search or even interview prep, please contact me today. I have a few slots available each week to help people through this interview preparation process, and I would love to help you prepare for your upcoming interview. I've linked to my email as well as my website in the description box below. You can email me directly or you can book directly with me on my website. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can continue to receive life-work balance advice delivered directly to you every week. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.